Hey everyone, welcome back to the Automotive Flux channel. So we're going to be getting into some more off-road stuff today because, I don't know man, the Johnson Valley map has been calling to me in BeamNG and I just want to make more stuff that can traverse it well. Last week I introduced a new showcase. If you're interested in that, I would encourage you to check that out on my Discord. But it is an off-road showcase taking place in the Johnson Valley map. It's not really rock crawling though, it's more like sand dunes and Baja style, so we're going to be driving through the sand and on the tracks and such. This time though, I'm going to take things a little bit slower. We're going to be making the ultimate rock crawler today. So this is my interpretation of a Baja vehicle, except with huge fenders on a Yugo. Rock crawling is going to be a little bit different. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to start with an existing thing that I've already created. This is a JEP. I made this last year. A while ago last year, and I made it specifically to test out hard and soft suspension in BeamNG.drive. But today, well, we're going to use it for a bit of a different purpose. The reason I'm using this is it's already kind of set up for off-road, at least to a small extent. It's got coils in the front and the back with solid axles, and I think it should be able to do what I ask of it, at least off-road. I think the engine is going to be fine for this. It's an inline-4 turbo with 196 horsepower. It's a decent enough engine, definitely not a big power beast or anything, but it makes good torque down low, so we don't have to worry about that. It's all going to be style and suspension today. So we'll come back to the color later because I think that is going to need to change just from this blue to something a little bit different. Maybe we can do the trim the same color as well. The thing that I'm most concerned about here is the wheels. What we're going to do is go into the, actually let's do the regular wheel settings first, make them wide. I think that's probably good enough width. And then using the advanced trim settings that you get, we're going to be dragging these out a lot further. Let's say 250. Okay, that's actually not quite enough. 300. Ta-da! Well, now you can see the gimmick. Basically, I'm thinking that if we have a very wide vehicle, very tall as well, I might even go taller than this, with a setup like this where the wheels are on the outside of the body and the tire wall is just absolutely massive. I think that this is going to be extremely good off-road in BeamNG. Now, the solid axles do make this a bit of a weird one because yeah, I mean, realistically, you would have to cut like most of this fender off in order to get any flex at all. But thankfully, because this is a game, you can just kind of clip through the body. So I'm not too worried about that, but we'll see if it's an issue. If it is, I'll fix it. Going into the suspension, I'm just going to give it a normal preset and we're going to jack it up as high as it'll go because, again, I want basically maximum ground clearance, so off-road stuff is gonna be decent here, and hopefully we can get a good amount of flex as well. My inspiration from this comes almost exclusively from RC cars. I'm actually quite into RC. I know I don't talk about it too much on this channel. Actually, this is a good time to kind of talk about some of the other stuff I have going on in real life instead of just in games. I have a ton of RC cars, like hobby grade ones, and I'm kind of itching to make a video on them, so I will do that soon. But I do have a second channel where I post videos on my other projects, including a go-kart that I've made out of bed frame and also out of a Honda engine from a power washer. It's nearly done. The latest video is it running quite well actually down my street and back, so I'd encourage you to check that out. I'll leave a link in the description. But my entire point in saying that, I guess, is that I'm not totally just bark when it comes to car stuff. I do actually build things in my garage, not just in games. And yeah, my hope is that people are interested in that stuff too. I mean, we could pretty much stop right here with this. It actually doesn't look too bad, in my opinion, of course, but I'm gonna do a little bit more to make it more off-road ready. We're going to cut some things. I don't think we need this much bumper. We can probably get rid of most of that actually. Let me see. Doesn't this thing kind of just look like an RC car though? I've cut off the bumpers and I'm gonna add some stuff in their place, so don't worry. But first of all, we're gonna get rid of our winch and that kind of thing. Our intercooler can move up, although the engine is like, I don't know, it's really low in there. It's very small as well. So yeah, by cutting off the bumpers, that gives me the opportunity to put some different ones on, and hopefully we can cut out some of this stuff as well. The actual chassis is, yeah, kind of in the way. So this is technically a rear bumper, but it's kind of perfect for this, so I'm going to use it in this application, of course with a lot of tweaking, but if I just put it kind of right there, you can hopefully see what I'm going for. It needs to be a little bit bigger though. And that bump in the front of it is pretty much perfect for a winch, so I'm going to put one in. And the intercooler is kind of pointless at this point. You can't even see it, unfortunately. So I'm going to cut out this grill entirely so you can see the intercooler in the back. Just a little extra detail. It's a JEP thing. You wouldn't understand. Okay, so we have our sort of build setup here, at least in a basic sense. I don't know if I'm quite done with those wheels yet. The wheel offset, I think, is perfect. Unfortunately, there is a gap there, but we'll just have to pretend that isn't there for the sake of this. I might be able to fix that in suspension stuff. Let's see. Yes. Okay, I've done things wrong. BRB. Okay, so by adjusting the track width, we actually get fully wide pieces here, and I don't need to do much to the actual wheels themselves. Everything in that regard just stays where it was, and therefore is good. So, oh, there is an unfortunate side effect to that, and that is that the underside chassis goes with it. Can I do anything about that? Okay, so through a combination of the two, I've managed to get this, where the chassis isn't sticking out of the body, and the, yeah, it's just a little bit of a gap instead of how it was before, so I think that's going to be good. Hopefully this 4-cylinder is up to the task of actually moving this thing around, because it's going to be quite a bit. Okay, so I just went into the engine, searching for a little bit more power. We now have 315, so that's hopefully going to be enough, with a decent bottom end as well. I think that's decent. 4200 RPM is some good stuff as well, so hopefully 315. I mean, that's 100 more than we would have had previously, so yeah, it's not so much about power when you're rock crawling, it's more about control, and I'm hopeful that I can use the control that I have to get through this, because otherwise, man, I'm gonna suck. But anyways, everything else is done. The JEP is ready for the off-road. Pretty simple build overall, but we're not quite finished yet, because the drivetrain is important. 4-wheel drive. I'm gonna do advanced automatic. Ooh, goes the crowd. But we want more ratios, and I also want a crawl ratio. So if we have an advanced auto with a manual locker, I can lock it and have it just drive for me, so I don't have to ride the clutch and stuff. It's going to be better off-road is what I'm trying to say. The graphs, top speed 213, so we can probably bring this lower. Our wheels are quite huge, so I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually lower than that. Our acceleration is going to be very poor. Chunky off-road tires, as big as they can get. Everything here is pretty much solid. Brakes, probably not enough. Let's, okay, there's nothing I can do there. Increase the force. May the force be with us and help us actually stop this thing. I'm going to put big discs on the back, and I'm going to lower the force on the back so that it sort of aligns better with the front, and that should do something to help us. It has short gearing apparently. I mean, that's kind of the point. We should have short gearing for this. Yeah, I think everything there should be good. Aerodynamics, none. We just have a skid tray. Interior is going to be just as it was. If it's too heavy, okay, it is really heavy. Let's take back some of this stuff and just cut some weight, because, yeah, it's a bit too much. And safety, we have advanced 20 safety. I don't know, roll cage or something, perhaps. It's quite heavy. Let's do some unrealistic stuff, and we'll try to optimize lightness. Just 75, maybe not the full 100, and we'll see if that has any good effects. Yeah, that's another 100 kilos off. We do have traction control, but we can always remove it, like we can just take it off, so that's not a big deal. And I'm going to switch to a manual rack and pinion for the steering. It's probably going to be really angry about that, but I don't particularly care. Suspension tuning, this is where I falter. I'm not good at this stuff at all, but this should be good enough. Famous last words. It's time to take the JEP Large Rock Edition off-road. We'll see what it'll do. So this is the JEP. This is the off-road version versus the regular version. You can see the height difference alone is quite significant, but it's exciting because, well, we may as well run them against each other at this point. Why not? I'm going to go ahead and turn off the ESC completely, so no traction control, no like worrying about that stuff. We're in 4 high, and there's a bit of a trail over here, so let's explore it and see what this thing will do. See, the best part about the automatic is this here, where I can just, like, I'm not giving it any throttle input, it's just driving itself basically. So I can go ahead and do stuff like pop it into low range, which is going to give us a very torquey crawl here, and then back up into high. Oh no, okay, it didn't like that. Let's give it a little bit of boost. This thing does have a turbo, which is probably not ideal for a rock crawler, honestly, so maybe the ultimate rock crawler is not quite what this is, but it's close, okay? It's darn close. Now, the rocks are where things get interesting, because we have a huge ride height advantage and also massive wheel offsets, so it should theoretically not get caught on things. That was my goal. And these trails, as you can see, are pretty darn rough, so we'll take them in this first, and then we'll take it in the other Jeep afterwards, just to kind of see what it'll do. But I have actually done this in a vehicle much less suited for this sort of area, so I don't know. I'm confident that I can do pretty much every trail on the map with this big boy. Okay, we're going to try trail number 1, going up this way. Things get pretty tough here. This is not the right line. Ooh. A little bit of wheel spin, come on. This is not the correct way to do off-roading, I'm just hammering it. Let's try low range, and we'll see if a little bit of a crawl makes a difference here. Nah, okay, so it's this rock that we're kind of stuck on. Let's put the front and rear diff on, which is basically, at this point, we're in our like full crawl mode. Oh yeah, easy. Easy with the diff locks. And that's exactly what I wanted to make this thing for. We're not even high-centered. Although it does look like it, we're still able to run through that with no issues. Okay, back into high range, and up the rest of the mountain we go. Easy life. Goodness, man. To be honest with you, I've been thinking a lot about RCs recently, and that's sort of where this came from. I don't know, man. I've just been... yeah, I've been wanting to buy some new RCs, but I know it's probably not good when I have so many of them. Anyways, we're taking a bit of a divergence from the trail. Oh, that's a wheel loss. And our first fail of the day is, yeah, it's my fault, okay? I screwed up. Oh, well, we'll watch it go down. Pretty good, honestly, not bad. I'm going to try that line again, see if I can't just do better on a second attempt. This time, maybe I'll actually follow the trail, because honestly, I don't know where it goes. Probably just straight? Yeah, just straight. Okay, this is getting a little bit tight here. This is probably the biggest weakness of this. It's basically a buggy, or maybe a truggy. I don't know, it's a crawler in some aspect. But how the heck are we going to squeeze through narrow rocks when we have such a ridiculous width? Ooh, that was a bounce. 300 horsepower with this turbo is more than enough to do what I want to do. No struggling at all with power. We have easily enough with this thing. Back up a little bit. This is going to be a tight squeeze. Taking trail 2 now, and hopefully trail 2 will lead us to the top. That's sort of what I was imagining for this. Ooh. Oh my goodness, we're riding a fine line here. Oh, yes. Perfect. You know what? The suspension is actually a little bit firm. I should have softened it up a little bit. Normally when I make off-road stuff, my default is the normal preset, and then I kind of just tune from there, but in this case I probably could have gotten away with an off-road preset, and then just kind of gone from that level of softness. Okay, I'm going to put her in low range for this section, and I'm going to try to take things easy. Come on, it's definitely not power we lack. Oh, that's a bump. Easy. Oh yeah, okay, no problem, no problem. A little bit extra gas to get on up there. Get into that boost. Yes, yes. Alright, the top is visible. We pretty much made it. I'm off trail here, but I'm doing my own thing. Oh, yes. That actually looks like a pretty difficult obstacle, so I'm going to give it a shot. Up we go. Full off-road mode, no trouble. And a little arrow telling us to go to the left. Wow. You can actually see the other Jeep way down there. You know what? Let's go get it all the way up here, if I can. So I just want to reiterate the purpose of running two vehicles here. It's honestly just because I thought it would be fun to run this ridiculously soft Jeep thing, or Jep as I'm calling them, up this trail to see how it does. Consider the fact that it has the same engine, just 100 less horsepower, and a lot less ground clearance and much smaller wheels. Although a lot more realistic, I guess, for this sort of vehicle, proportionally speaking. I don't think it's going to be bad, at least in the sand. It's definitely not going to be bad. The thing sounds horrible. Okay, first gear. See, this is the problem with manual off-road. You do get a little bit more control, but it's going to be hard to keep that crawl speed going. Oh, come on. Is that it? 200 horses, man. Okay. Low range. Okay, good. Whew. Was worried there for a sec. You know, this is actually not doing too bad. The soft suspension does have some benefits, I guess. We're basically floating over this entire course at this point, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It just means we don't take a lot of damage. This Jep is impossibly soft. Oof. Okay. Back into high and run for it. Let's go up this mountain. Second gear on the mountain. Oh, that was a mistake. Okay, back to first. Ooh, big bump. Ouch. Okay, so advantage of this smaller Jeep is no problem getting through some of these narrow gaps here. And honestly, I haven't had much trouble with it at all throughout this. It's been pretty much the same as my wide boy up there. Okay, here's where the true test starts. Let's, uh-oh. Hold on. Bad technique coming. Nah, we need a diff lock on. We definitely need the front. That's the rear. Well, we'll just put them both on, whatever. It's preemptive. Nope. Okay. And low range. Ah, there it is. Low range got me over. I probably could have just backed up, but whatever. Oh no, man, I got beached on that rock. Oh, I'm beached on this rock too. Oh. Advantage of ride height is significant in this course. Come on. Yes! Pop it up. Oh man, she getting rowdy. Come on. There it is. There it is. Okay. We're gonna make it, boys. If I can get over this obstacle, we're gonna make it. She's screaming in, well, it'll be first gear through all this. You know, I thought this would be more difficult, but it honestly, other than having to be basically gunning it up the rocks, this ain't bad. It's not that bad at all. I can safely say my other Jep, which is up there, is good, but it's maybe a little bit larger than necessary. You can get through the course as long as you don't care about bodywork in any normal off-roader, I guess. Man, no resets either on this one. Oof. Alright, back to the competent Jep. I'm gonna try to get to the top of the mountain on this run. Now that we have a bit more experience, I think it'll be extremely easy. Okay, we've got to find some tough obstacles to try and get over with this thing. I need to do it the hard way, at least a little bit. Okay, our first potential challenge here. This one is definitely going to challenge the other Jep up on the hill. The reason that I think that is because high centering is going to be a big deal in this obstacle. Okay, I'm going to go for it slowly, really slowly. Now this is some true rock crawling here. Nice and slow, hopped over, no issues, right onto the second one. That was very graceful. Okay. And no trouble at all. Okay, third one. Come on, game. You're making this hard for me. This might not actually be part of the trail, but there's really only one way to find out, and that is crawl the thing and get over to the other side. Oh, actually, it is part of the trail. That is a difficult 3-ring bump section there. I like it, though. Going into this one, narrowness will be nice. We do not have that now. Okay, I'm going wide. Oh, popped it up. No trouble. Okay, that was a little bit of trouble, I'll admit. Come on. Come on. Oh, big bump. Easy, though. Yeah, no, this Jeep just soaks it up, man. There is nothing that can stop this yet. We have not encountered an obstacle too big. Oh, man, except for my driving ability. That might be the obstacle. I almost lost her there. Man, I feel like I'm going away from the peak here. I totally am. Well, I may not summit the mountain the way that I wanted to, at least. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Well, that's a scenario. Let's crawl our way out of this one. Very, very slowly now. There it is. That's not the way. Oh. Come on, slow descend. We need trail braking here. Oh my goodness. Okay. Descending is harder than ascending. My goodness. Okay, some of these rocks you can see are actually getting up high enough to potentially challenge our fenders, but today's not the day we lose them. Okay, this is Trail 2 here, and it is an actual difficult one from the looks of things. Yeah, no, this is definitely a challenge. I'm gonna give it a bit of juice. Come on, boy. Up. Oh, off the track. Oh, easy. Okay. Man, I gotta do like an entire off-road stream with this or something similar. We gotta just spend like an hour crawling the rocks in Johnson Valley and see where I end up. I feel like that'd be a lot of fun. For now, though, we have to get through that. So I've been praising this Jeep pretty hard, but the reality is that it's probably a little overkill for this section, and a lot of these rocks that I'm crawling, I think it's a little bit too OP for some of this. That's okay though. I think it makes it fun to just be able to do it with ease. I'm using that RC style of driving where you don't really care about the bodywork, just kind of go and see what happens. That's kind of how I drive things off-road. Ooh. In general anyways. My first sort of good RC that I bought brand new was an Axial SCX-10, but not the 3rd edition, which I believe is the most recent. It's the OG, and it's a Jeep Wrangler. And I have pretty thoroughly scratched it up over the years. It's been a lot of fun to drive on various trails around my parents' house back when I used to live there, because I got this thing like more than 10 years ago. And I haven't done too much with it recently, but man, I should probably break it out and see what's around me now. Okay, Jep, let's see what's going on. We lost a wheel. That's what's going on. Well, full reset, and our width is going to become an issue because of this rock in the middle of the path. Oh, that's a scratch. That is one heck of a trail mark. Off we go, though, no issues. Okay, I believe, yeah, we're supposed to come up through this little section here, so I'm going to give that a try. Oh man, that boulder up there looks menacing. Come on. Oh yeah, we're grunting at it. We'll give it some juice. Ooh, that's rough. You know, I just realized this thing is the same color as the, what is it called, a Jeep Hurricane, or is it a Rock Bouncer or something in Forza Horizon 4? Literally the same color. I did not do that on purpose. Okay, so we have some rocks and then a bit of a slope, and we are actually going to summit this mountain in this video, which is exciting. See, if I just leave it in drive, it's holding itself, so you only need to give it a small amount of juice if you really want to crawl. However, being turbo, again, this might not be the most suited thing. I probably should have V8 swapped it. That might be a good call in the future. Wow, this obstacle. Whew. Okay, this might be the most interesting one that we've faced so far. Up we go. And up there as well. Oh. Oh. Okay. I should have turned a lot more there. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm really in the weeds now. This is not the right way to do this one. Oh! Well, I suck. Goodness. Okay, I'm gonna try that obstacle again. I think there's a different line in there that I can definitely use. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Start going off to the left, or sorry, the right, and then go off to the left to get around that high rock. Oh man, but then our wheel gets stuck down. Ooh. Thank goodness we got the torque to break out of that. Oh, there it is. That was the line. Not a great one, but a line. Down we go again. Apparently the summit is evading me even further. Ah, man. Oh, wow. What on this earth? Oh, goodness. That is one heck of a drop. Alright, you know what? Heck it. We need a challenge. And I know I'm not going to be able to get underneath that rock. Yeah, that's the summit up there, is it not? We're going the hard way. This is going to be my ultimate Jeep challenge. I'm ignoring the other Jeep in favor of this. We're going up the side of the cliff. One way or another, I'm making it up this. Ooh, that's the other. That is definitely the other, and I've lost a wheel. Okay, so I'm going into free cam mode. So we have... Well, where the heck am I going for one? It seems like I'm just sort of circling back, sort of in the direction that I came from. You can see the other Jeep is way over there. The actual trail does not lead me where I want to go, at least this portion of it. There are tons of trails on this mountain though. If I make it to the top of this by going up this gully, would you call that a gully? Then we're pretty much a straightish shot to the real summit, so yeah, mission critical. We must make it there. Okay, first thing to do is going to be hit this at a straight angle and try to do it the best that I can. That's really not straight. Come on. There you go, there you go. Okay, so brakes are going to be on just very slightly. Oh, it's so steep. I don't know if it's coming through on video, but this is extremely steep. Those front wheels up is not a good thing. Okay, I'm definitely burning the gears for no reason. Oh, no! Ah, I popped up. Hey, but we land on the feet even if one breaks off. Oh man, this might be too steep for me. I guess the ride height is actually a bad thing in some cases. If it's too high, then you're kind of screwed. And another fail. Well, I'm not getting up that way, that's for darn sure. It's time to go around. Okay, I made it to the other side after significant peril, and the reason for that is I ended up losing the axle at some point. It's been an interesting run. This time, though, we should be able to make it up this. The roundabout way, I guess. Oh, I'm trying to be careful, but sometimes the strategy is just go for it. The wheels are proving to be really weak. Man, our tires have 25 psi in them. I should have changed that ages ago. We're going down to 5 each. Apply that, please. Soft tires make for better crawling, and yeah, we ain't exactly trying to go fast here, so here we go. Soft tires, more grip. Honestly, not much of an improvement, but the diffs aren't locked, so let's lock those both. Oh yeah, okay, good. Thank goodness. Alright, lower PSI and a bit of messing around, and I'm actually darn close to the goal. Ooh, don't do it! No! Oh, come on, so close. Okay, we gotta go down before we can come up, apparently, so down we go at speed. Oh, that was rough. Okay, who cares? Go, go, go. The summit is right there. Trails be damned, we're doing it. We're doing it. One of my tires is completely flat and also broken. Doesn't matter. That's just more grip for us. Huzzah! I have made it to the top of the mountain. King under the mountain. And I am little bit broken. I did break off a wheel on my way here, so maybe this isn't the most triumphant thing ever, but man, I made it. Top of the mountain. The most ridiculous rock crawler ever has actually made it. Looks pretty darn good too. Well, I figured we may as well try and see how fast the thing is as I close this video off. This is in two-wheel drive and also just driving along some random pathways. This thing rips pretty hard though. It sounds good. Overall, it's just a fun vehicle, and I'm glad that you can be a part of the journey. This thing would be pretty good in my Baja showcase, I ain't gonna lie. Just needs a big V8, and you know what? It would probably rip darn hard in the showcase. Maybe I'll submit it just for fun. Oh well, you'll have to fight against me fighting against you. Things are gonna get weird in a second. Oof. Okay, maybe less than a second. But I'm happy to say that this build is done, this video is over, and I just want to thank you for watching it. If you've liked this video, then be sure to like it, and as always, subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more stuff like it. I got some cool stuff coming up, maybe some collaborations, and also some other weirdness. I have a lot of ideas for this year, and I don't want to let you down, so yeah, be sure to stick around for them. Lots of fun stuff on the go, and if you have any suggestions for things you want to see, be sure to hit me up just in the comments there and let me know what you thought of this one, and also if you have any ideas for the future. I see a wicked jump in the background, and you know I gotta smash it, so I'm gonna hit the ESC off. We're gonna go full out, which is not really that much with this thing because of the way it has, well, it's poorly geared for speed. Oh, Baja, easy. Alright, man. You done good, little truck. You done good. I'll see you guys again next time. Just want to say thanks to everybody who choices. Holy smokes. Just want to say thank you to everybody who chooses to support this channel via the join button. Specifically the V8 tier. We have Overlord, QT Bear, Terry01, J Pope, Davis Heister, The German Dude, Sinlab, Badger, Baja Blast, Trevor Cousin, Goofy Plays, Phoenix Shark, and Nat64. Thank you, everybody.